Do you hear how loud and shitty this music is? How am I supposed to film videos when this shit is just coming through the windows? And I made a classic Midwestern mistake. I took out my air conditioner already, so it's hot as fuck in here. And so my choices are swelter or have the windows open and have this bullshit coming through my window 4 nights a week because the bar across the street does not give a single fuck about the people who actually live here. I'm not gonna lie to you girls, I've had a bad day. Last night I was busy. I was so busy yesterday. I had to work, I had to go babysit my niece for a couple hours. I had to... What else did I do yesterday? I don't know. I feel like I did something else, but long story short, I didn't get to bed until like 1 or 1:30, something like that, which is an hour and a half past my bedtime. And then I woke up early today because there was a commotion in the kitchen. And it was Monkey. And he had, I walked in there, because I thought that he was having an attack or something and that he was dying and that he needed me. So I like got the fuck up and went to the kitchen and he had caught a mouse. I had been thinking about a mouse yesterday and the mouse that he caught had 5 legs. And it was weird. It had like a deformity where it had an extra leg and I was so happy for him. You know, he's just like tossing this fucking mouse around and just acting like his old self. Catching mice is like literally his favorite activity on earth. When I got him, his name was actually Mouser, not Monkey, because he liked catching mice so much. And but the poor thing, it was just so defeated that it was the mouse that it was just sitting on the ground and just like, kill me, you know. But he wasn't actually, like, I couldn't tell that he was injured. Like, he wasn't bleeding, he didn't have any obvious injuries, just a 5th leg. And so I scooped him up and I put him outside. But anyway, so all that to say, Monkey was extremely excited this morning, and if you've been following my blogs, you know that Monkey is dying of heart disease. And so it worried me that he was so excited this morning. And so this afternoon, he started freaking me out. His breathing was way elevated again. I'm watching it every day. It was like in the 20s yesterday. Today, it was up in the 30s and 40s when he was laying down, resting. And I noticed that when he walked a short distance to the window, he actually had to lay down because he was totally winded. I clocked him after just a short walk. He laid down and was breathing 60 breaths a minute. Now, 30 is unhealthy. 40 is like, contact your vet immediately. 60. So I called the vet again. They told me to give him a tranquilizer, see if maybe he was just still totally excited from the mouse 7 hours prior. And it did calm him down. It calmed him down, but now he's been all fucked up and drugged all day and like stumbling around, and I smelled his mouth and it smells really bad. He's starting to smell really bad, and I had to think for a long time today about whether maybe now is the time, because he was obviously struggling to breathe today, and I'm like trusting the vet. The vet says that he's just trying to, Monkey is just trying to get through this, and then he's going to regain a sense of normalcy for a time. But how many days do I give it before I say, okay, that's enough? That's enough. Because we don't gotta drag this thing out. We don't have to drag his illness out. Monkey has lived a good life, and I have treated him as well as I can. I don't have any regrets. And I have appreciated him while he was alive many, 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 many times. It's something that I have always thought of, is that I've always known that this was a temporary arrangement, and I don't I don't think that I don't believe in just extending life for the sake of extending life. Um, this is something I'm going to talk to my therapist about this week. It's also sort of like pinging me on this belief that I have about my own life, is that I don't believe in extending my own life just for the sake of extending it. Now, before you call the suicide hotline, I'm specifically talking about as a child watching both of my great-grandparents die from Alzheimer's, and just how horrible that was. And I've always felt this way, that if I get to be terminally ill, if I am looking at a situation where I will decline and possibly lose my mind, lose my dignity, that if I can see that coming, I'm gonna clock out early, because I don't believe in extending life just for the sake of extending it. I believe in dignity, and I want Monkey to have dignity, and I don't want him to be laying on the ground and struggling to breathe when I'm standing right there and I have the power to put an end to it, you know? So, I'm like really upset today. I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't be making a video, but like this is raw, I guess. But yeah, today I did look up some at-home euthanasia services that it's like you can do like same-day appointments. And I don't know, I'm sort of assessing it day by day. If it's bad again tomorrow, I'm gonna call the vet and say, you know, let's try increasing his dose. But if he's just not responding to the medicine, that's the thing, is that like this medicine, you can only increase the dosage so many times. And we have, since he had started having breathing problems like a week and a half ago, we've already increased the dosage 2 times. It's like he'll start breathing fine, and then he will get worse immediately. Like, they told me that it was going to be 6 months possibly of good quality of life, but he is just like getting better and then relapsing back into his labored breathing like every couple days. So, and I said this in another video. I said, like, I kind of have seen this coming, just like knowing him. Oh god, here he comes. Buddy. And yeah, he's going to hide under my bed right now. He's hiding from me because he hates taking medicine. And he's confused, and that breaks my heart too, because if he loses his relationship with me, what has he got left? Do I have to break his heart before I kill him? You know? And, yeah, well, like I was saying, I saw this coming too. I said in my other video that, like, knowing Monkey like I do, I didn't believe that it was gonna last 6 months. I sort of thought that, you know, it could be within a month. And sometimes it's hard to believe. Sometimes he's like so happy and so playful, and like yesterday, he had such a good day yesterday, and today was just so bad. And like I've been saying in my other videos, it's like they start to say if the bad days start outnumbering the good days, and then it's time to euthanize them. But I don't want Monkey to get to a point where he's having bad days, and it's like we are already there. Unless this medicine can really start helping him in a serious way, I think that this might be it for him. My poor boy. And yeah, I've been so distracted all day on social media. Like, I took a picture of him with the mouse this morning, and I was like, I just get so overstimulated by social media. I, like, posted it on my private Instagram, and on my Facebook, and on my Tumblr, and I sent it in messages to people, because, like, I'm that cat lady, anyway. And all day long, I've been kind of, like, just refreshing the page to see if anybody new liked the picture. Like, just real cool, like, addict stuff. Just refresh. Couldn't concentrate at work. And I'm tired. I'm like, I've got not enough sleep. My stomach hurts. I feel nauseous. I've skipped 2 periods in a row. And I'm having, like, menstrual nausea and pain, but I'm not bleeding, so I kind of don't get any relief from it. Thank you so much, polycystic ovarian syndrome. So glad that I've been able to experience this in my life so many times. And now it's hot, and there's ultra loud music coming in my window. I guess I just don't really have much good to say about today. Today just kind of sucked. And that's it. So. I don't know, if it weren't for the upload schedule that I set for myself, I probably would not have posted this, but I'm kind of glad that I did, you know. It's like, it feels good for me to, I'm an isolated person, like, you know, sometimes something that is bothering you so much, you feel the need to express, not once, not twice, but, like, a bunch of times. And, like, I've talked to my sisters, I've talked to my friend, and I, like, drove my therapist kind of crazy last week, but it's, like, kind of all I'm thinking about right now. And I live by myself, and the only person I have to talk to is my cat. And he wasn't doing so good today, so I didn't really have him to talk to. So it's nice, I guess, to express it at least. And I think that, like, people have been so supportive on my videos about my cat that I think maybe people can either relate, or just, like, sharing their own stories helps me too. Like, when I took him to the cardiologist, like, where he was diagnosed with heart failure, one thing I found comforting is, because they wouldn't let me come back with him while they were examining him. I had to stay in the waiting room, probably because COVID or something. I don't get why that's still a rule. Like, I want to be with him while he's being examined, but for the past 2 years, I haven't been able to do that. And it worries me. He's so stressed out about the doctor anyway, and it's like I can't come back with him. And, but anyway, one thing that comforted me while I was in the waiting room was, like, seeing the other people with their pets. And there was, you know, and how loving they were being with their pets until the doctors came out, and then there was this group of, like, older ladies sitting by the vending machines, and it was like you could tell that they didn't know each other, but they were just, like, all old ladies, so they, like, sat together and were talking about it, and, like, one of them was crying about how worried she was about her dog, and the others were upset too. And then I came home and I watched some videos of people euthanizing their pets. And it kind of helped me too. To see how sad other people were. It's like, even though I'm dealing with something really hard right now, I'm not, I sort of struggle, like, sorry, my friend is calling me. I'll call him back. It's like, I kind of struggle, like, feeling this bad about an animal, because, like, so many people in my life have died. People, human people. Like, I've been thinking about my dad a lot. It's coming up in a couple months, 20 years since he died. Which is crazy. 20 years. I was only 14 when it happened, so it's most of my life. But, like, oh yeah, I've been thinking about my dad a lot. And, but anyway, it's like, as someone who's experienced, like, human death so much, that it's like I almost feel guilty for feeling this sad about an animal. But so I found it comforting to see other people feeling just as sad as me when they had to put their animals down. Because I don't, it's like, I've been there one time when a pet was euthanized. My pet, when I was a kid, it was right after my dad died. Our dog Holly, who was a bad dog. I mean, she was traumatized by my father, who abused her. And so she was very aggressive, and she had already attacked a couple neighborhood animals, and then she, like, attacked this little dog. And it was literally like a month after my dad died, like, the cops showed up and they made us put my dog down. And she was my dog. She, like, slept in my bed with me. But, like, yeah, I went to the vet with her and I, like, saw it happen. And, I remember my grandma was there, who is now also dead. And, as we were walking out, I was crying, and she was crying too, and she said, "See, this is why we won't have pets anymore, because it's too sad when they die." And yeah, just seeing an animal die, it's like an animal that you love. I don't know if it's better or worse now that I'm an adult. Because Holly wasn't a nice dog, but Monkey is, like, my best friend. But I can see this one coming. It's not like some cat came into our house and got attacked. I don't know, I'm just in a shitty mood, and it's been so hard to be sober, and, like, especially the cigarettes, but the alcohol too. It is calling me a lot. Like, I thought maybe I credit Monkey with helping me with a lot of things. I credit him with helping me to repair my understanding of what, first of all, pet ownership is supposed to be, because, like I said, my dad not setting a great example, to the relationship between someone who is big and someone who is small, and, patience and kindness, and, like, understanding that he doesn't know any better when he does things that are naughty, and that it's my job to outsmart him, and that, being angry at him doesn't do anything but make a fool out of me. And I can draw a straight line between the learning that I did in like the first little while that I had him, and I can draw a straight line from that to being a good aunt to my niece. Um, being good with babies, that sort of thing. Like, I learned a lot from him about that, and it's sort of like, it's weird. It's like it almost helped heal this wound I had from such bad parent-child interactions, was by taking care of this stupid little cat. And he helped me to learn how to be silly again. And he's been a great source of comfort and stability for me during some very difficult times of my life. And I've thought that maybe the last lesson that he has to teach me is how to experience grief sober. And it's hard. I think, I don't know, guys. I mean, like, I'm fine. I have a support system in place. Like I said, I am sober. I am talking to my sisters. I have my friend who just called me that I'm gonna have to call back. I have my therapist. I have I have, as as silly as it seems, like, I have my blog. Like, I can talk to people anytime I want. And that's always been something that's valuable for me. I have my journal, I have my healthy habits, and I have plenty of distractions. I think I'm gonna finally get through the first episode of the new season of American Horror Story, and you know what? I might just watch the second episode too. I'm just like, I'm sick of it today. I'm sick of this shit. I've just been in such a funk all day. Like, I'm so depressed. And, like, I was also so wound up by Monkey not being able to breathe that I took a Valium. And that just, it's like, it took away the anxiety, but it just exacerbates my depression so bad, too. Anyway, thank you for watching me cry into a camera for 25 minutes. Appreciate it, guys. I hope next time I come back and I've got better things to say. I've got some exciting things going on this weekend, and my sister is going to give birth at any moment, so maybe next time you see me I'll have a nephew. Okay, bye!